Hello, everyone, and welcome to IDP Summer Camp, presented by Raider Digest Network, powered by IDPguys.org. This is episode number 6, the Baltimore Ravens. And I got another doozy on me. It's a little bit more offensive oriented here, but Mr. Ryan, he's ready to come on to talk some IDP. He don't get a chance to talk no defense, so whenever the Baltimore Ravens came up, I thought there was no better person to get in touch with than Mr. Ryan. Let me give him a formal introduction here. He is the co-host of the Armchair Fantasy Show on Going for Two, writer as well at goingfor2.com. He is the homie, been a long-time league mate of mine of what I kind of consider as one of my home leagues here, Ryan. You know, Devi Hell in the Sale, man. Everybody, please welcome Mr. Ryan Cearfoss of Going for Two with us. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's good? Man, thanks for having me on. It here's really weird hearing the words offense and Ravens together, so I don't know, it threw me off a little bit. I'm not used to hearing that's been nothing but defense for years now.
Right.
I'm excited to talk about it. Both sides of the ball. Actually, always more the defense.
Right, yeah. And we stay, you know, I know the show says IDP Summer Camp. That gives people a little bit of hesitation, but, you know, that's just because IDPguys.org, you know, powers this, you know, show and puts it on Rider Digest Network. So here we are tonight, and you can let it flow, buddy. Defense, offense, we're going to talk Ravens, and we're going to get right into it. But before I do, I want to give you the floor a little bit, buddy. And I know I gave you a little introduction, but I'm going to give you here a little bit and just tell everybody where to find you, Ryan.
Yeah, find me on Twitter at Ryan Cearfoss at fantasyfbconnect.com. I'm ready for Going for Two.com. I have a co-hosting Armchair Fantasy Show. Have a little project.
Love that show. Yeah, I love that show, Mr. Jeff. What's up, Lambert? Yeah, go ahead.
Jeff's had me on there for about a year now. Been around a few others before that, but got some cool stuff coming up. I'm sworn to secrecy on, but it'll come around. I'll probably let you know off air, but you know, it's football season, man.
And I feel you with that secrecy. I feel you with that secrecy stuff, man. I'm in a group chat now with some very important people, man, and it's killing me, Cearfoss. It's killing me, brother.
Dude, I know.
Yeah, well, I wanted to just go real quick, tell the people how we came in touch with each other. We're in a league together, and this is kind of the beauty of Twitter, man, that you can get in these fantasy leagues and make these group chats. And I think we might have stumbled on maybe the best group of guys I've ever been in a group chat with and been able to just let it hang out and just talk with the guys. It always feels like you're around the poker table. Devi Hell in the Sale, man. What a league there, Cearfoss, huh, man?
It's great, man. I've never seen so much arguing in the league before and then getting along. Like, there'll be guys who'll fight, leave the chat for a few days, come back, no name said. But no, it's
guilty.
I feel like I'm always a peacekeeper because I've known everybody the least amount of time, but dude, it's fun. I went full rebuild because it was like my second IDP league, and
right. Here later on the show, I thought maybe we could jump on there and see maybe me and you could get a deal done. Let's see if we can do one a little bit later. How about it?
I'm all for it. I have the trade itch.
All right, brother. All right, man. So everybody find Ryan's work over at goingfor2.com. Jeff Lambert over there at the Armchair. You know how I take pride in my guests. Well, it's no different over there at the Armchair. They have some of the biggest names over there. It's a live show. You can find it on Facebook. If you follow Jeff or Ryan on Twitter, I'm sure it'll be right up there at the top whenever they go live. So pretty easy to find.
It's everywhere. It's on places I don't even know that existed.
Right. So that's a good one. Check out that. So let's go ahead and just get right into the summer camp here, Rhino. Let's see, what defense does the Ravens run here, Ryan? What defense do they run?
They run mainly a 3-4, but they run a little bit of everything. They've always done it. They're super aggressive. They're gonna blitz a ton. They did a ton last year since Wink took over. I love what they're doing now on that defense. Mostly press man, not a ton of zone. They trust
Right.
those corners out there on the island, which why wouldn't you? So
Exactly.
I'm excited. There's going to be a little bit of change this year with the switch of safeties as well.
Right. Losing
last year
losing Suggs, losing Mosley. But one little stat I did the division breakdown here of this AFC North, and one thing that I found there, Mr. Cearfoss, was when the Ravens lost Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, not only did they stay the same exact ranked defense in the NFL, but they actually moved up in rushing defense the year they lost 2 Hall of Famers. So this team builds within better than nobody else, and I guess you could say they draft like nobody else, right, Cearfoss?
Yeah, I mean, they've mostly their defense has been built through the draft. Had Mosley in there, and then we find gems late like Patrick Ontoir. And yes, we've made some trades like Tony Jefferson and Earl Thomas, but we've had Marlon Humphrey first-round pick, and he's going to be a guy who's going to explode on the scene, be at the top 10.
We've been talking about him a while, haven't we, Cearfoss? Me and you've been talking about Humphrey for, man, yeah, we've been talking about him 2 years, man.
Yeah, I bought his jersey on draft day, and I'm super bitter about it because he changed numbers on me. But that's a different story.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting on the. Have you seen any of the Baltimore Sooner jerseys around town? If you see any of them, pick me one up.
Dude, I live in Pittsburgh, man. I live in enemy territory.
They got a lot of Sooners, man. They got a lot of Sooners, Cearfoss. So let me go right into my next question. A week after the draft, what was your draft grade for them? A week after the draft, they took Hollywood first round. They got Ferguson. What was your draft grade when they got all wrapped up?
Probably a B-, somewhere around there.
Okay, all right.
I like the picks. Like Hollywood took me a little bit to get used to. I didn't. He's a little bit slim, and I had my mind set on a big block and receiver get out there and block. My mind was kind of on N'Keal Harry. But
okay, that's where I thought they were going. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely wanted that. And, I've come around on Hollywood a lot because with Jackson, you want to spread the field open. He's one of those guys built for him.
And he can do that. He can do that.
Yeah. And Miles Boykin III was kind of a shocker for me as well because I didn't know what he was all about. He didn't have much production there, but he's killed it in the preseason. He's a big physical receiver. He's a guy who can go out and block for that run game. Jalen Ferguson was a Ravens pick. Pure up. He's that architect, defensive end,
outside
linebacker who's just big, set at the edge, power player, and that pick made sense. And I love the Justice Hill pick. You guys know that was my dude before that.
We know you liked Hill coming in, and even in the group chat, man. Whenever he fell to the Ravens, man, it was chaos in that group chat, man. You was going crazy, but
Dude, I was live on Draft Podcast. Yeah, I went nuts on the podcast. And Ben Powers is another dude who's just big physical guy, kind of fits the architect. So I was pretty happy with the draft.
Yeah. Stays a little banged up, but maybe you can get that NFL, training program down and get into, more football shape. But they got some of the best programs at OU, so that might just be, part of the guy. But hell of a pick, there in that draft. Hey. So after you've seen some of the preseason games and everything, what is your grade now, Cearfoss?
I'm going to go with an A-. Marquise Brown hasn't done a ton yet, but just a little bit of flashes he's had. It kind of fits. And Miles Boykin's played out of his mind.
Holy moly.
Like, he kills it downfield. Is there a chance
he starts week 1 across from Willie Snead?
I think the outside receiver is going to be Hollywood and Miles Boykin. I think Boykin's going to be the one, and I think Snead's going to be in the slot.
Okay.
They might move Hollywood inside a little bit too.
Snead playing the eggs position?
Yeah. He played that last year a lot.
That
was his role majority of the time.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But that was his spot majority of the time, and he thrived there. But
right.
Yeah, I think
and then you got Mark Andrews, and then you got, a quarterback that's mobile. This offense.
Powers is starting.
Power, yep. So
Powers
this
is starting.
offense, yes. And then we can't forget about Zeus last year. Everybody thought it was a joke pick. Hey, damn joke's on you now. I watched that boy block for a long time at OU, and I knew it was a good pick, Cearfoss. I knew it was. That dude's an animal.
Those are some long arms to bench with.
Yeah, right.
He's doing this 36-inch bench press. That's a long way to go, man.
Right. Yeah, the dude got winded. Give him a break. All right, buddy. And as me and Big Board IDP hit base with the Chicago Bears, this is really not a fantasy friendly defense for all of us IDP owners. Is it, Mr. Cearfoss? I'm sure you don't even own, outside of maybe Peanut on a Wassar, I'm sure you don't own too many of them Ravens in IDP leagues, do you, buddy?
Nope, I have him. I have a couple shares of Tony Jefferson because I think he's going to play almost exclusively in the box now because last year they moved him around a lot because him and Weddle were pretty much almost the same player. Yeah. He doesn't have the IQ that he has, but he's still a smart player. He can go down in the box. Neither of them are really great free safeties, but Earl Thomas does that. So that's going to keep Jefferson in the box. I think helps tackle totals. But other than those two, you could take a flyer on one of the linebackers, but I know we're not really sure who's going to be starting with Peanut there yet because it's still up in the board. And, I mean, you don't really want to start corners anyways.
Right. Well,
if Tavon Young didn't tear his knee up, I'd say, if he tears his knee up, I'd say he'd be somebody I'd play, but
Tavon Young, and is that what is he, the nickel? Would he be the nickel corner? Okay.
Yeah, he's the nickel, but he's out for the season.
Oh, okay. So who's taking over that role? That might be a little juicy role for a player that maybe really can't handle it, but it's going to get thrown at a shit ton. That's what we like in IDP.
So they haven't announced who it is officially yet. They've kind of been rotating different guys in camp. They've played Brandon Carr a little bit there. They've played Anthony Levine. Yep. Which was kind of surprising because he's always been an outside guy. Anthony Levine's gotten some run when they go big. And then I like Anthony Everett to take the job, honestly.
Everett. Okay, former Alabama guy. Former Alabama guy to play over there with Humphrey. I liked Everett too myself. But due to a lot of the drafts being earlier in the offseason, I found myself picking up Levine.
Levine's he's in it.
Okay. So maybe Anthony Levine gets a little run in there, so that might not be a bad ad for everybody. While we're talking about our most owned Ravens here, I always like to plug the homie, thestickyboard.com for Mr. Adam Sticky Z. He created that. All you got to do is type that in, enter your MFL username and your password, and boom, there's all your leagues. There's your players, most owned players. Thestickyboard.com if you want to see your most owned Raven. So, okay, I don't even have to ask you who your most owned is on offense. I don't have to ask you because I guarantee you there's a tie between Mark Andrews and Justice Hill because, folks, the Mark Andrews hype didn't start until this man right here in front of me made it a thing. And then people with a little bit more following than my man right here in front of me started tooting the horn and shoveling coal. And then it become a thing. But this man right here in front of me told us all about Mark Andrews a while ago, folks. I read it in chats in March, April, May. So
I put a
tell them about it, Cearfoss.
Tweet. I put a tweet out that was like a 20-piece thread on Mark Andrews. He was absurd last year. His efficiency, if you look at it like historically, he had the third most receiving yards for tight end since Gronk's rookie year. Only two. Ingram was one, and some other dude who kind of just fell off. He was top 3 in yards per reception for tight ends. I'm gonna bring this up.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hold on, I want to make sure I get the numbers wrong so I don't undersell them here. Right, the numbers though.
That's what he did at OU too, man. He was a middle of the field monster, man. He wasn't scared to go across the middle. Baker had put it there for him, and man, that dude was a monster, bro.
He also said that he's had the best chemistry with Lamar that he's had any QB in his career, which I don't think that was disrespect towards Baker at all, but they just on the same page.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sure, I'm sure that's that little blankie. You remember that little movie back in the day that had the toaster on it, and then it was the little blankie? What was that movie, Cearfoss? You know what I'm talking about? That's Lamar Jackson's the poster, man. Milo, yeah, that was out there. That was
He loves them.
Yeah. All right, brother.
Let's check this out. Yards per reception, he was number 2 in the league. Yards per target, number 2 in the league. Catchable target rate, 7th. Target quality rating. So when he was targeted, he was third best for tight ends in the league. His ADOT was 2nd in the league. His ADOT was 3rd, and his target separation was 9th, and his fantasy points per target was 4th in the league for tight ends. So he was absolutely awesome in efficiency. And that was with 7 games with Lamar, and that's
right. And going back together. I heard a 9th in there for target separation. Think about that number with the weapons that they had last year. I mean, they didn't, jack crap. You know what I mean? And he still got 9th. I mean, he was there for a little bit. Cearfoss, he was their weapon. Like, I mean, shit, you could.
He had a higher target separation than Crabtree.
Right, exactly. And you know what? That's why Crabtree can't find a damn job. Hey, third.
They were washed up, man.
Yeah, right. And he still got 9th. So love it, Cearfoss. And we all know you love Justice Hill, homie. I'm sure you got him everywhere, right, Bubba?
I have a decent amount of shares of him. I probably have 2 or 3. I definitely have more Andrews. I drafted him tonight as we were speaking, but. Now, I like Justice. I think he's going to be more of a wait and redraft than people think he's going to be.
Oh, okay.
Right. They're rotating him.
Andrews is my tight end 1, baby, and Scott Fishbowl. I actually took Jared Cook after I took Mark Andrews. So everybody that's seen my team was like, well, your tight end 1's pretty good in Cook. I was like, well, my tight end's pretty good in Mark Andrews, baby.
Yeah, you gave me shit because you took him like in the 6th or 7th, and I was I'll wait. And then it was too late, and I blew it. But I missed him by like a round, and I did the same thing with Lamar and Scott Fishbowl. So it happens, and I took a tight end that I hated instead. But
yep. See, that's one thing I don't do in the Scott Fishbowl. I don't play in very many. I think that's actually the only offensive only league I play in. So I make sure to get the guys I want. The only person I missed out on was Kyler. I really wanted Kyler Murray, but
that's who I got because Lamar was gone.
I missed out on Kyler, but I got most of the guys I wanted. All right, buddy.
I'll say one other thing with Andrews. The big fear is the other 2 tight ends. Nick Boyle's a blocker. Like, literally, he's an H-back. He's going to play at fullback some. They're going to move him around, but his main job is to block and be like a desperation safety valve. And Hayden Hurst is going to be more in line, traditional tight end, where Andrews is going to be more split out. And Baltimore ran more 2 and 3 tight end sets than any team in the league last year. So it's not a huge deal, and I don't think it's going to be anything that will affect Andrews' production because he's the one who's getting downfield targets and most snaps while being targeted.
Right.
Most snaps on passing plays.
And that's something that you have to look at. Like, even if you just play offensive leagues and you don't like IDP and you don't play IDP, you still got to know if a tight end's a blocking tight end or if he's a pass catching tight end. Therefore, knowing if you need to own him or take later, stabs on him in the draft. It's the same way with outside linebackers and IDP. People say it's more work. I don't want to put in the extra work, yada, yada, yada. It's just those simple little things like Ryan's telling us about, what was it, O'Leary? Ain't that it? The blocking guy?
No, Boyle.
Boyle. So, just like we know Boyle is the blocking tight end, the same way we know these linebackers in the Ravens defense is not, outside of the inside linebackers, is not the guys we really want to own, even though people like Matt Judon is having one hell of a preseason.
Judon can ball. He's their top end pass rusher this year.
I guarantee you I'll be streaming him one week, 2 weeks. I might even look to add him, man. He's been playing just damn lights out, man. He looks quicker, looks stronger. He looks like a man on a mission from what I've seen.
He wants that contract. He's talked about
the contract.
He wants it bad, and he's brought it up multiple times.
I always talk about owning IDPers, man, especially IDP players, fantasy players that are on contract years, man. I always talk about them, man. All right, brother. All right. Let's see. Who do you think leads the Ravens in tackles this year, Mr. Cearfoss?
I think it's going to be Patrick Osweiler. He's everywhere, man. He's looked even faster this preseason than he did last year. They've got him with the green dot calling the plays. He flies over the field. And those big old hog mollies on the D line, they're just eating up blocks for him to run free. I love him.
Ryan,
I think he's a guy.
Ryan, does he come off the field whenever they go to a cover package? Does he come off, or does he stay on the field?
Yeah, he's staying on.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So we can expect 80 to 90 snaps this year if he stays healthy. Right, Ryan?
Yeah, for sure. And the one thing when we mentioned about most owned Ravens, he's probably my number 2 ahead of Hill.
Okay.
I have him everywhere. And he's pretty damn close to free too.
Okay, right. So we can safely assume that Peanut's the guy to own at linebacker, and then Kenny Young and Board there going at it for that other linebacker spot. I've had a lot of questions. Joey the Tooth asked Board or Kenny Young. My personal opinion, I'm staying away. What about you, Cearfoss?
Yeah, I'm staying away. I mean, if I can pick up one on free agency, I might, but I'm not going out of my way to get them. I really like Kenny Young coming in this year. If you'd asked me this in May or even before camp started, I'd be like, man, Kenny Young's going to be a superstar. He flies the ball. Yeah. He can cover. He hits. He does everything. But Board's come out of nowhere. And right now on the Ravens official depth chart on their website, he's listed as their starter.
Right. So I'd say I agree with you on the Kenny Young. I agree. I thought the kid was going to be in Peanut's spot. I thought he was going to get some tackles. And then I started hearing some of the coach speak. And Harbaugh usually ain't about that coach speak shit. You can usually kind of decide, he's going to – if he says, hey, Board deserves to be playing some first team reps. Well, guess what? Board's going to get some snaps of the first team. I mean, Harbaugh usually – so I moved Peanut back up there, and I'm kind of been staying away, but I still think Kenny Young can be maybe if you're making deals, making a trade, maybe Kenny Young could be that throw-in guy because if you're in
guys.
Maybe he can be a throw-in guy, then you could still put him on the taxi squad this year because he's still only in his second year. So maybe you can get Kenny Young on that throw-in, and I just really don't want anything to do with Board. So Kenny Young, probably very, very, very cheap right now. So that's a plus, right, Cearfoss?
Absolutely, man. And that's another thing with Peanut, man. He plays on the other side of the line, too.
Right.
He had more tackles for loss than Mosley did last year.
Right. Yeah. He's always after that quarterback, man. Always after. And that's my most owned Raven on defense. It is Tony Jefferson because with Peanut calling the plays and as much as he likes to get after that damn quarterback and hit those gaps, I think, you said Jefferson coming up. He's going to be in the box a lot. So I really like Tony Jefferson this year, and I can see anywhere from 70 to 95 tackles this year for Tony Jefferson. I'm big on Tony Jefferson.
He had 74 last year, so I mean, if he's
Right.
gonna be playing, he's gonna be playing more in the box. That's definitely something to go up.
Right, but in my opinion, Eric Weddle was just pretty much a statue out there. He was like the door greeter at Walmart. He just stood there and waited for people to come in, and he didn't have one single interception. He was more of a field manager, in my opinion. So, I think ET's going to roll around. Yeah.
He was not the big loss everybody made him out to be.
Not at all.
But most of the losses on defense really weren't. Like right. Suggs is in his twilight. I love Suggs. I don't want to talk bad about Suggs, but
right.
He's
Zadarius Smith and Suggs combined for 0 tackles the last 4 games of the season. And that was in crunch times when the Ravens were trying to do some shit. So yeah, I don't think it was a big loss either at all.
And how many Ravens defensive ends have gotten huge seasons in Baltimore, left via free agency, got paid, never be heard from again.
Right,
that system just produces for them.
Right. But I do like Suggs down there in Arizona. That's good for all them kids down there. Hell, they pretty much got a college team going on down there. He's needed in that clubhouse.
Yeah, he went there to just retire.
Yeah,
him, Crabtree, Fitzgerald, they can all play, croquet together.
Right. All right, buddy. Who we think's going to lead the Ravens in sacks?
I'm going to say Judon.
Yep.
I think they're going to let him free this year. They're going to scheme to get him after the quarterback. He's looked great. He's explosive. We mentioned earlier playing for that contract. He wants big time money. I think that's going to be something that really plays into it for him.
Yep. Plus with Mr. Ferguson over there on the other side.
Man, that other side is going to be a pure rotation. Pernell McPhee's listed as the starter now, and Tim Williams has gotten the most pass rush reps in the preseason.
But I think that's good for that other side. I think that's good for Jalen Ferguson. Tim Williams is a good football player. There's a lot to learn, underneath Tim Williams. And you keep that whole side fresh over there.Maybe run, one every now and then over there with Judon, keep his fresh legs. They've got a nasty linebacking crew there.
Yeah, man. And as I said, they're going to rotate the shit out of those guys and keep them fresh. That's the big thing. It's terrible for fantasy, but it's great for the team.
Right. Who's going to lead them in picks?
That's a hard one for me.
It's the toughest question on IDP Summer Camp. Every guest has had the toughest one with this. Right.
It's between Humphrey and Thomas for me, but I think it's going to be Thomas. I don't think that people are going to throw at Humphrey, man. Guys are struggling to get off the line. He hits, man. He blows up screen passes. They're going to stay away from him. And I think Earl Thomas is going to be kind of creeping behind Jimmy Smith because he's lost a step a little bit. And I think he's going to take advantage of it.
I agree with you. I went with ET myself. But the one hesitation I had, he did come off a major surgery, Cearfoss. Who's behind Earl Thomas, which might be a really good handcuff for someone.
Oh God! Right now,
is it the kid from Texas?
It's Deshaun Elliott.
Yes,
Deshaun Elliott.
Yes.
Dude, yes. I love Deshaun Elliott.
Big fan of his.
He's exciting, man.
Was almost kind of hoping that they didn't sign no free safety and he'd get a little play, man. That kid can hit, man. He's fun to watch.
Have you heard anything Harbaugh said about him at all? Harbaugh's like, I need to find ways to get this guy in the game. He loves him. He's a dude who's they're gonna find ways to get him on there.
Right. And them Texas Longhorn secondary players over the years have been all over the NFL making impacts, so
absolutely, man. I'm excited about him. He's one of the dudes who just in preseason is just blowing people up. I can't remember what receiver he hit he hit early in camp, started a fight. I want to say it was Boykin. But that's the kind of dudes they get. He was 4th, 5th round pick.
Right.
And guys like that's how that defense stays good.
Yeah. All right, buddy. We got the tackles. I I got only a couple more questions. The last one, or one of the last major questions. What's the Baltimore Ravens record, buddy? At the end of the year, what's the record?
I'm saying 10-6. I
Innocent.
think I think division's tough. I think it's
It
going to come down to them in Cleveland. I don't think Cleveland has the experience enough yet, and I think they have a little bit too much chatter going on. Ravens aren't that flashy. I mean, they may be on offense now, but they're going to win dirty ball games. They're going to beat teams up. Come later in the year, I think they're going to rack up wins. They're going to have confidence with the first 2 games of the year being kind of layups with Miami and Arizona.
Right.
To get that young offense working. I feel good about them this year.
Get that run game rolling.
That run game, man. They're going to be rotating 4 guys there and driving people crazy.
Right. Okay. So they make the playoffs. You think they make the playoffs, Cearfoss? How far you think they go?
I want to say probably one. I'm thinking maybe 1 win.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think they're young, man.
Yeah.
They're one of the top 3 youngest teams in the league right now.
Yep.
I mean, other than Earl Thomas and McPhee, Brandon Jefferson's the oldest dude, and he's like 27.
Right. All right, buddy. Well, that's going to wrap up the question segment, and I always gotta ask my campers here their favorite team. So, what 3 Baltimore Ravens are you bunking with, Cearfoss? Who's sharing a bunk with you, and then who's the other 2 bunk mates that you're sharing your cubby with, buddy? Who's them 3 Ravens?
We talking current ones?
Yeah, we talking on team for 2019, 2020, brother.
Yeah, Tony Jefferson got to be number 1, man. That dude is hilarious. If you don't follow him on social media, he's a treat. All he does is talk shit up. He talks shit on everybody.
Boomer Sooner, baby.
TJ is number 1.
Yep. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, Hollywood Browns probably knows how to party and have good times. I'll say Hollywood.
Okay. Yeah, he can bring the family over. You know who'll be there picking him up from camp? Probably AB and that Benzo.
Things are gonna get weird then.
Yeah, right. All right. Last one, Cearfoss.
I gotta go Humphrey because he's that dude. I think he's a little bit goofy. They'll kind of mess with him on there, but that dude, he's my top dude. He's my top player on the team, man. I kick him ball. So I gotta go Humphrey.
Right on, brother. Right on, man. All right. Well, thanks for joining IDP Summer Camp, man. Had a great show. Had a great show. I got a listener question before I let you go, and say a little bit about yourself. Coach Donnelly, actually co-host. All right, buddy. So you think Lamar? You think it's going to benefit him? So I kind of agree with you. I think it's going to help him to throw the ball more. He's got playmakers around him. Got Andrews in the middle of the field. Hollywood stretching it. Snead, the intermediate routes. I think it's going to benefit him, Cearfoss.
Okay, keeps guys out of the box.
Right. All right, buddy. So I'm going to give you the floor here before I send you off. Let everybody know again where to find you, where to find your amazing work, where to find your Twitter feed. I love your Twitter feed and your threads about players and polls, buddy. You got a great Twitter following. So tell them where to find you, homie.
Start off, follow me on Twitter, Ryan Cearfoss, Fantasy FB Connect. On there all the time, always posting different stuff. Like you said, my podcast is going to be every Tuesday during the season on goingfor2.com. I'm going to be putting out waiver wire articles every week too, top guys to put out. And I'm going to keep it separated a little bit this year. I'm going to change
Hold
it
up. Did you say your podcast?
Our podcast, goingfor2.com.
Oh, okay. I thought you were starting something. I thought
no.
I thought that was an accidental slip. I thought I got a little nugget on it.
No. I am not ready for that on my own.
All right, brother. Go ahead.
Waiver wire articles will be fun this year. I'm going to kind of do it where it's like higher end guys and work my way down to the deeper sleepers. So people free agent list looking at Alexander Madison and the free agency when he's been gone for months now. So I'm trying to keep that a little bit fresh. You'll see some other stuff coming out rating wise for me very soon. But yeah, give me a follow and I am active. My DMs are always open. I always conversate with people on Twitter. Just trying to get them following.
That's real talk. That's real talk. I promise anybody that's listening to this, if you go follow Cearfoss at F Fantasy Football Connect, I promise you, if you follow him, he will follow you back. And I promise if you DM this guy and ask him something, I guarantee you within a short time it will get answered. If he's not just deadly busy or something, but he's so quick. Anytime I've ever needed anything, man, just a quick DM and I go do something for a minute, pick up the phone again, boom, there he is. So
yeah, my phone lives in my hand. Joke. It's always there.
Right.
If I'm not asleep or like a Ravens game's on or Florida State game's on, I'm normally on. And if the games are going well, I'm still on. If they're going bad, you won't see me for a couple days. But that's the only way. If there's a bad Ravens loss, I ain't gonna be active. But other than that, I'm there.
Right on, man. Well, like I told everybody, man, you're a good friend of mine. You're a great Twitter follow, man. You're fun to be in the group chat with. You've always been a bang up, dude. I love you on the Armchair Show, dude. You're a great guy, Ryan, and more people need to follow you. And we need to hear more Ryan Cearfoss on podcasts. So everybody that follows Oklahomie Doug, reach out to Ryan, get him on your podcast. The guy can talk IDP. He's in IDP leagues with me. So even though he's on an offensive show and just like I'm on an IDP show, we still can talk defense, or he can still talk offense.
Everything.
We can do anything. So get a hold of Ryan. He's a real great dude, man. And follow Jeff Lambert as well. Jeff's another great guy. He's always supporting people. So
Jeff Lambert 77 on Twitter.
Jeff Lambert 77 on Twitter. There you go, folks. All right. So for episode 6 of IDP Summer Camp, the Baltimore Ravens with Mr. Ryan Cearfoss, and the only IDP video series that now offers sunglass wearing. This is IDP Summer Camp presented by Rider Digest Network YouTube, powered by IDPguys.org, and now proudly sponsored by Statement Games. At Statement Games on Twitter, we are the fantasy sports gaming and content platform for a new world. Everybody head over to at Statement Games, STATEMENT Games, all one word. Search for that on Twitter. All you have to do is click the link. You can click sign in with Google, and you don't have to even enter all your info. All you do is sign in with Google. Boom. What it is odds. Like the IDP guys group right now, we have over-unders. Do you think the Arizona Cardinals will finish with more than 5 wins or less than 5 wins? You either pick that one or go to the next one that says, do you think the Denver Broncos have more or less than 7 wins? You pick them two, then you rank your confidence. You rank them in your confidence, so you can drag and drop them to your most confident scoring. Then at the end of the season, it tallies it all up. We see who the real football gurus are. So everybody go over to Statement Gaming. Statement Games, new sponsor, Rider Digest Network. Mr. Ryan Cearfoss, thanks for joining me, brother. Any last words?
I appreciate coming on, man. It's fun.
Thanks, brother. Thanks you for your time, man, and we'll catch up soon.
Oh, yeah.
We're out. Peace.